What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we're taking a look at why Asaprocky's guest collab was so iconic and how it helped define an entire era of streetwear. Now before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, so make sure you guys check him out and show him some love. And while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all of my chefs in there. Now it was just the other day I cooked up and dropped my latest video, this time on Tyler the Creator, which you guys really seemed to like as you guys ran it up, and we hit 10,000 views very quickly. So it got me thinking about Tyler's best friend, aka Lord Pretty Flacco Jody II, aka Asaprocky, and what I consider to be his most iconic collab of all time. So for today's video, we're throwing things back nearly a decade or 9 years to 2015. After Rocky had just dropped his newest album, At Long Last ASAP, and things were certainly looking up for him. Because it was around this time in late 2015 we would get our first preview of this upcoming Asaprocky GUE Jeans Collab, thanks to none other than Ian Connor in the following Instagram post, in which you can see both himself and Rocky modeling some of these upcoming pieces. Now this iconic collection itself had its first debut towards the end of January 2016 as a number of boutiques hosted some pop-up events around the world, and as you guys can see from the following footage, not only did Rocky pop out, but you also had the employees decked out with pieces from this upcoming catalog, giving everyone an idea of what to expect from the actual drop itself. And it was around this time we would get an idea behind Rocky's inspiration, as he would tell Vogue magazine in an interview that he wanted to recreate the spirit of the 80s and 90s, mentioning that GUE was very influential on hip-hop culture and especially denim, even mentioning that they were the first one to have acid wash jeans, so he wanted to revamp the brand and really highlight just how special they were. Now when I first finished this article, I started thinking about the styles of the 90s that Rocky could have possibly been influenced by, and the first thing I thought of was Tupac wearing this Karl Kani shirt in the music video for Keep Your Head Up, which as you can tell definitely looks similar to some of the pieces we've seen throughout this Asaprocky GUE collection, so I wouldn't be surprised if pieces like this were kind of behind Rocky's inspiration. Now if you weren't one of the lucky ones to actually attend the pop-up shops around the world, fans had the opportunity to get their hands on this as early as February 15th, 2016. And since this drop was a whole 9 years ago and inflation has kinda gone crazy over the last few years, I was definitely curious what the price of this would have been in today's equivalent. So thanks to the trusty inflation calculator, the price of one of the tees priced at $69 today would run you around $91, so as you can tell this drop was a little bit steep, especially for a regular GUE collection. Now if you were outside at all during this era and even slightly tapped into hypebeast and streetwear culture, then there's no doubt you would have seen this ASAP GUE collab on the bodies of everyone from playboicarti here to even probably your mom if you weren't really paying attention, because this stuff was everywhere. And when I think about this drop looking back, the best thing I can compare it to most recently for all of my new viewers is probably the Panda Dunk phenomenon, in which they're not at all a bad pair of sneakers, neither was this collection. It just kind of got played out as everyone and their mother basically had their hands on it, if you kind of get what I'm saying. Now the cool thing with this drop is that there were actual multiple seasons going through even 2017, and we saw the expansion of colorways used as well as embroidery techniques such as the following. Now like I mentioned earlier in the video, there were a number of international pop-up events that took place in support of this collab that Rocky himself would actually pop out at. And as you can tell from Frank Ocean's Tokyo exclusive merch right there were a number of pieces that were only available at these international pop-ups, which makes these pieces more special and honestly something I can appreciate. As lately I've been noticing many artists have been advertising exclusive merch only to then throw it online after the tour or whatever, so I think that this is something that's been kind of lost, and I think it's honestly special. And if you're one of my longtime chefs and viewers, something that I always point out that I appreciate is when you can actually spot the artists themselves wearing their own merch, because I think it's super important that they're actually seen wearing it and supporting it, because if they don't even like it, why would we support it? And if running into Rocky at one of his own pop-ups wasn't already a treat in itself, he would actually take to the mic sometimes and even invite some of his friends such as Carti here to hop on and bless the audience. And since I know there's gotta be at least one person wondering what the hell Carti was wearing in that photo, I wanted to share the following overalls, which are definitely interesting to say the least. So in hindsight, looking back, although the collection wasn't anything groundbreaking or anything that was really challenging what was normal at the time, I definitely appreciate what Rocky and Guess were able to do because, let's be honest, no one was really rocking this brand like that, at least in the streetwear scene, so the fact that they were able to successfully tap in with someone relevant like Rocky and become a style influence on a generation of fans and peers is honestly pretty impressive given that Guess has been around since the 80s, and sometimes these brand deals really flop because they just throw a bunch of money at someone that's really hot and it really doesn't go anywhere. Now, to really drive the point home of how big this was in the culture, I just wanted to show you guys how easy it was to find a couple of videos from that era and show you that people were really interested in these pieces. And additionally, if you're interested in picking something up nearly 9 years later, you can definitely find a plethora of these available on websites such as Grailed and for a fraction of the price. Now, with all that being said, when you look back at how crazy the hypebeast era was between 2016 and 2018 when this stuff was really having its heyday, the fact that Rocky was able to pull off something classy and really revive the Guess brand after all those decades was honestly nothing short of a miracle. And it's honestly so crazy when you look back at his discography, not only musically, as well as the type of stuff that he was into on the fashion tip, where you can really see just how much he's evolved and always influenced his fans along the way. Whether it was me rocking Guess for the first time in my life or trying to convince my mom to buy me some Jeremy Scott Adidas, Rocky has definitely been that dude both in music and in fashion. And like I've said throughout this video, this collection was truly iconic and a perfect example of less is more. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this one in the comments. As it was just a couple of weeks ago, we got confirmation that Rocky's long-awaited album Don't Be Dumb will finally be releasing this upcoming August after waiting for over half a decade, and which was of course released and debuted at his most recent fashion show, which took place at Paris Fashion Week, showing you that Rocky has still been making moves. And if you're interested in some more Rocky related content while we wait for this new album, I did cover the merch in support of Don't Be Dumb as well as the actual fashion show, so I'll go ahead and link that one at the end of this video. So as always guys, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen, and let me know what you'd like to see me cook up next in the comments. And I just wanted to dedicate the rest of this video to my viewers and chefs as we finally crossed 7,000 subscribers, which I think is so crazy and I'm so thankful for because your boy doesn't even have 7 friends in real life. So I just want to dedicate this to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting. This is definitely a family and I love connecting with you guys and making these videos more than anything. So if I can ever help you out, shoot me a comment, join our free Discord. The link is in the description. And just stay safe out there, guys. This is a big family, and I'm thankful to be here. And as always, remember, it's lit, straight up, and peace.